What would you do if the very first day you stepped into a new school, someone tried to humiliate you in front of everyone? Most would freeze, some would cry, and others would walk away. But not Mia. She was the kind of girl who carried scars no one could see, and when the bullies crossed the line, she taught them a lesson they would never forget. This is not just a story about bullying, it's about courage, resilience, and the fire hidden inside the quietest souls. Stay with me till the end, because what Mia did changed the entire school forever. Mia's first day at Ridgeway High was supposed to be ordinary. She wore her best outfit, simple jeans, a loose white shirt, and sneakers her mom had saved months to buy. She wanted to blend in, not stand out. But fate rarely worked that way. The hallways buzzed with laughter, lockers slamming, sneakers squeaking against the polished floors. Everyone already had their groups: athletes, drama kids, the quiet ones, the loud ones. Mia walked in like a ghost, clutching her backpack straps, her eyes darting for an empty seat at the back of her first class. She had moved to the city after her father passed away, and this school was supposed to be a fresh start. But the weight of grief and fear made her chest heavy. It didn't take long before the bullies noticed her. They always did. Jason, tall, broad-shouldered, with a smirk that made his friends laugh at anything he said, spotted her immediately. His sidekick, Cole, was shorter but meaner, the kind who found strength in Jason's shadow. And then there was Amber, the queen bee, who liked to stir trouble for fun. Together, they were poison. During lunch, Mia sat at the far corner of the cafeteria, carefully unwrapping the sandwich her mom had packed. She hoped nobody would notice her. But Jason's booming voice echoed across the room. "Hey, look at the new girl. Quiet type, huh? Probably thinks she's too good for us." His friends laughed, and Mia tried to ignore them, staring at her food. Cole leaned over her table, pretending to sniff. "What's that? Smells cheap. Oh wait, it's you." He grinned, and the group laughed louder. Amber pretended to trip near Mia, spilling water on the table. "Oops. My bad. Guess you'll get used to cleaning up after us." Mia's hands trembled, but she said nothing. She just wiped the table with napkins and tried to eat quickly. But then, it happened. As she stood to throw her trash away, Jason walked behind her. With a disgusting grin, he patted her hip. Not a playful pat, but one that sent a wave of humiliation through her body. His friends howled with laughter. "Looks like she likes it," Cole shouted, and a few other students chuckled nervously, not daring to interfere. Mia froze. Her heart pounded so loudly she could hear it in her ears. Shame burned her cheeks, but beneath the shame was something else: anger. Pure, raw, deep anger. She turned to face them, her eyes sharp, but she said nothing. Not yet. Instead, she walked out of the cafeteria, her fists clenched so tight her nails dug into her palms. That night, Mia sat in her room replaying the moment over and over. Her mom noticed her silence. "Rough first day?" she asked gently. Mia just nodded. She couldn't tell her mother had enough worries already, working double shifts to keep the bills paid. But Mia made a decision. Tomorrow would not be the same. She would not let them break her. The next morning, Mia walked into school with a different energy. She was still the quiet new girl, but her mind had shifted. She spent the night remembering her father's words. He used to tell her, "Silence isn't weakness, Mia. But when you decide to speak, make sure no one forgets it." She didn't know exactly how, but she promised herself she would make them regret what they did. Classes dragged on, and whispers followed her wherever she went. Some students laughed behind her back, others looked at her with pity. But Mia noticed something: there were kids who seemed just as invisible as she felt. The boy who always ate alone in the library. The shy girl who flinched whenever Amber passed by. Quiet victims, scattered, waiting for someone to stand up. By the time lunch arrived again, Mia was ready. She sat at the same spot, waiting. And, as expected, the bullies came. Well, if it isn't the little mouse," Jason sneered. "What's for lunch today?" "Oh wait, who cares?" Cole reached to grab her sandwich, but Mia held his wrist firmly, her eyes locked onto his. He flinched, surprised at her strength. Jason laughed, but something in Mia's gaze unsettled him. She stood slowly, her voice calm but steady. "Do you think touching me yesterday made you strong?" she asked, her words slicing through the cafeteria noise. The room quieted. Conversation stopped. Heads turned. Jason smirked, trying to play it off. "Relax, sweetheart. Just a joke." Mia stepped closer, her voice louder this time. "A joke? You think putting your hands on someone without permission is a joke? Let me make something clear, if you ever touch me again, you won't be laughing. None of you will." The cafeteria fell into silence. Jason's friends shifted uncomfortably. Amber scoffed, "Oh please, you think anyone's scared of you?" Mia didn't back down. She raised her voice so everyone could hear. "You should be. Because I'm not just standing up for myself. I'm standing up for every person in this school you've humiliated. And trust me, we're more than you think." A ripple went through the crowd. For the first time, the quiet kids lifted their heads. Eyes met across the room, small nods exchanged. Something was shifting. Jason's smirk faded. He wasn't used to being challenged, especially not by someone he thought was weak. He clenched his jaw but said nothing. And in that silence, Mia knew she had won the first battle. But deep down, she also knew the war wasn't over.